Yesterday, I made a post on LinkedIn about how important it is to take technical jargon and then translate it into business language when you're talking to the CEO. Now, that post got quite successful and a lot of people really supported the sentiment, said, yes, we need more of that. Some people disagreed with my example. They said it's oversimplified. Today, I want to expand a bit more about why I feel that's really important to do and that we're not doing a great job often within tech teams with bridging the gap between a brilliant technical implementation and the impact that it has on the business. First, let's talk about the mindset of the CEO and what they're responsible for. They're responsible for the overall success of the company, and they answer to the board of directors and to the owners. And they want to make sure that every department that they have succeeds, because then the company succeeds. And often a lot of those departments are directly dependent upon engineering to do a good job, engineering and IT, in order for them to hit those goals. The CEO often has a problem that they don't really understand what's going on inside the tech team. They trust the tech team, they trust the CTO to do their job properly, but they know that the tech team is probably the most expensive department and it's a black box for them. What we want to do as technical leaders is to bridge that gap and demystify that black box that sucks up money and produces magic. Let's say you're the CTO and you're meeting with your CEO weekly. How do you have that conversation? Well, first, let's say that you want to report on what was the most important thing that was achieved within that last week. You take the most important task, and then the temptation is there to just start speaking in terms of like we deployed the AWS load balancer. That was a really cool project, but the CEO is not a technical person. They don't care about your technical implementation details. That conversation is really important, but have it inside the tech team. When you're meeting with the CEO, you need to do an extra step, and that step might involve bringing in other departments. So for example, let's say you made the website more reliable. What does that mean? If you're tracking, for example, cart abandonment or other metrics that can give you a sense of the business success, you should absolutely talk to those other departments and try to get some numbers, estimates to support whatever you deployed when you're presenting that to the CEO. It will land quite differently if you say, oh, we spent 2 months deploying an AWS instance and reconfiguring our servers, versus where you do some more research, involve other departments, and then say, we made our website really reliable also during peak season, so we expect our cart abandonment numbers to drop 20%, which will lead to 20K more in sales. Now, that example may be oversimplified, but the sentiment is there. You need to go the extra mile to translate whatever you did, the technical magic, into what the business gets. If you have, and now this is the hard truth. If you don't do that, and often you find if you can't do that effectively, then maybe it doesn't have business value and you shouldn't be doing it within the tech team. The counter example was, okay, but how do we put a number on preventive maintenance, for example? All of those things can be estimated. It just takes effort. Maybe you need to calculate how much downtime impacts your business, and then you assign a number to that. Like if we spend, we can spend 10K to prevent a 100K outage. The CEO will understand when you speak in these terms, and if you can assign also some probabilities to that, like how probable that outage is, even better. Now we're getting into the mindset of thinking in terms of business impact and what the actual tech team is contributing to that goals. Overall, what's really important and why am I preaching this? Because ultimately the tech team is there to help other departments to succeed and hit their OKRs. And if you have business OKRs, but you're not tying the actions that the tech team is making towards the overall contributions to those goals, then you're not really synced up. The tech team is doing something within a bubble, what they think is important. The business needs something else. They're nervous because they don't understand what the tech team does. And you're in this vicious cycle that we're trying to break by bridging all those departments closer together and trying to figure out what the tech need to do in order to help everyone else succeed. Let's leave it there for now. I would love to hear your thoughts on that matter. And if you like this kind of content, I invite you to my YouTube channel if you're on LinkedIn. And if you are on YouTube, then subscribe, because there's going to be more content like this coming up real soon. I'll see you around.